Welcome back to the channel, y'all. It's fresh and this is Guerrilla Hustle. Chosen ones. Today's message is going to be about reprogramming the subconscious mind. It's also going to be about intentionality with your words, because with our words, we are co-creating with the divine. We are creating daily, every second, every moment. We are creating the life that we want to live. I think they didn't put. You already know where we at, man. As it is in heaven, so it will be on earth. Repeat it with me. Share the video. As it is in heaven, so it will be on earth. We don't know. Most people do not realize that we are casting spells with our words. What made me do this video today was I was at the store and I was shopping and I seen this t-shirt, and somewhere on the t-shirt it said, "You're lucky," or "You're so lucky." And I was like, right? Now, I have over the last couple days been consistently seeing 555, and I'm just like, maybe I'm just tripping, right? See 555, I'm like, all right, whatever. So then I see it again this morning when I woke up, early part of the day, right? I see it again on a mailbox. I said, I know I ain't tripping. I know I'm not tripping. So they call them coincidences. They call them serendipities, things of that nature. And I want you to remember what I just said. As it is in heaven, so it will be on earth. So I see the t-shirt that says you are lucky, or "You're lucky." I grab my little tools and fuse. I leave the store, and we talking about coincidences. I see 555, and I see it again. I'm like, right? I leave the store. I grabbed a brand new pack of socks. I get back, I jump clean, getting ready. I open up the socks. On the bottom of the socks says the exact same thing. And I didn't even know. When I grabbed the pack of socks, I was like, yeah, I like these ones. And I just grabbed them, and this is the last thing I'm grabbing, so I'm moving fast to get out the store. I don't look at the socks. I just see them. I don't turn them over or nothing. Grab them, boom, I'm gone. There are no coincidences. Everything is coming to reveal something to you. Today we are speaking about reprogramming the subconscious mind and being intentional with the words that we speak, because as we speak these words into the ethers, we are casting spells. As it is in heaven, so it will be on earth. We ain't talking about no heaven in the sky, but I'm just using it as a reference. As it is in heaven, so it will be on earth. Powerful message today. At this job I'm working at, for months I've been hearing the dude that runs the line. It's a huge line by 75 feet. And it's a corrugate factory, a cardboard. Always hear the dude that run the line say, "I'm a fucking idiot. I'm fucking stupid." And I'm like, bro, like I want to say something to him, but I know that it's only for the ones who have eyes and ears to hear and see, right? So I know when it's time for me to speak, and I use my intuition when I'm supposed to open up my mouth and speak. It's about intentionality. So sometimes I won't say nothing. But for months I've heard this dude say this, "I'm a fucking idiot." And I said, bro, be intentional with your words that you speak into the ethers, because we are co-creating with the divine. We are co-creating with the divine, y'all. As it is in heaven, so it will be on earth. So these socks and the shirt that said, "You are lucky. You are so lucky." I want you to begin to be intentional with your words and only speak in your life what you expect to show up. If you do not want it to show up in your life, don't speak it out of your mouth. In fact, manifestation is so powerful, y'all. We can think about things over and over and over, and even our thoughts are frequencies, our words are frequencies, vibrations of our very being. We can even think things into manifestation, into existence. I've done it. I remember driving through the mountains of Colorado, and it's just because you're so hyper focused, because off of one side, when you're driving on a freeway, it's a drop off. 30 feet, 50, 100 feet drop off on one side. So if you make a mistake, ooh-wee. So I'm hyper focused as I'm driving through the mountains, and I'll be driving 45 minutes back and forth to work. I was working at a resort, and what I would do all day is drive around the housekeepers and drop them off, and have to go through different closets at different properties and pick up whatever they needed, if they was making the beds or whatever they was, anything for the units. And anyways, man, I love that job. Just driving around all day. I remember during this time, I kept seeing me running into a deer, literally. Now, mind you, I'm driving 45 minutes back and forth. I also continued in my mind to see an accident. I don't know if this was my own hyper awareness, and I manifested this and put this into the ethers, or if it was my intuition, right? Could be a little bit of both. It was my intuition telling me to be prepared for those things. But how can you ever be prepared for a fucking car accident? The deer, okay, maybe you can swerve or you can slow down or whatever. We're driving through the mountains. This is my daily routine. Mind you, I drive 45 minutes back to the town I was living in. I make it back to the town. I go to the house. I'm like, damn, I got to go to Walmart. I got to get something. I'd already drove through the mountains 45 minutes where everything could happen, didn't happen. Drive to Walmart, grab my little tools and fuse. And as I'm headed back to the house, from the Walmart, literally, it's 5 minutes, literally. 5 minutes up and down the hill. I'm driving and it's dark. I had drove 45 minutes from Steamboat Springs back to the town. Boom. Excuse me, y'all. Leave Walmart, headed back to the house. A damn deer dives into the side of my truck. Boom! Felt like a damn bomb had went off on the side of my truck, right? The power of our thoughts. These were not things I was speaking. These were things that was in my subconscious mind, replaying over and over and over. Like, why would you be thinking about hitting a deer? I don't know. Because when you're driving through the mountains, you could run into a damn elk. And if you run into an elk, I feel bad for whatever you're driving in, because it's as big as the car. It's going to be like hitting a big ass brick wall. So you hyper focus when you're driving through the mountains, because on the side of the road as you're driving by, those animals are literally 5 feet off the side of the road. And we're talking about being intentional with your words and speaking things and reprogramming your subconscious mind. As it is in heaven, so it will be on earth. As it is in heaven, so it will be on earth. And there was one more thing I wanted to give y'all, man, and I don't want to, it's important, man, that I lay this video out for y'all. It's so important that I lay this video out for y'all. Bingo. We have given you the keys, but you must walk through the gates. We have given you the keys, but you must walk through the gates. Okay. Here goes the part of the video, y'all, that y'all got to lock in with me on. We have given you the keys, but you must walk through the gates. For the chosen ones, I want you to remember the God power and the greatness that the divine has already instilled in you. We have given you the keys, but it's on you to unlock and walk through the gates of your greatness. Sometimes God instills down inside of us the power to transform lives. For the chosen ones, you sent here to transform lives. God have instilled down inside of us the keys, but we got to walk through the doors of our greatness, through the gates of our greatness. God ain't gonna come down here for you and finish the work. He already started it. He already did it. It's completed, but we have to travel that quest. We have to travel that path. There's so many people down here that's got the keys, but they don't walk through the gates of their greatness. They don't walk through the doorway of their greatness. And I always continue to talk to you about the path, because we can get off the path, back on the path, back off the path. How do you do that? Through distractions. Because down here in this 3D, everything is fighting for your attention. Everything is fighting for you to forget who you are and whose you are. Because the kingdom of God is within you. As it is in heaven, so it will be on earth. And you know, I'm just pointing up as a reference. Because the true heaven is in your subconscious. It's in your consciousness. It's in your mind. We're reprogramming the subconscious mind. As it is in heaven, so it will be on earth. So how can we, in our consciousness, in our subconscious, how can we, like I told you, I manifested the deer. I manifested an accident in Colorado. That's two different events. Was driving during this time, and I would park my truck instead of wasting gas driving back and forth 45 minutes. I would park my truck at a bus terminal and pay $12, $6 each way to get on this bus size of a Greyhound. Literally is the size of a Greyhound, a charter bus. So one day I'm on the way back from Steamboat. We're driving. We about a halfway point through the mountains. 65 miles per hour head-on collision. A guy swerved into the lane. And they said that they think that he was going to the coal mine to deliver like some drugs, heroin or something. So he probably was taking and getting high on his own supply. We on the bus. 65 miles an hour head-on collision. He swerved out of his lane into our lane, straight into the bus. Boom! You know, they talk about near-death experiences. And I'm like, after I got out of that bus, I stood on the side of the road. I looked to the left and to the right, and I said, this is my second chance at life. God just gave me another chance. God showed me how close I was to everything being gone. And at that moment, I said, I am not appreciative enough for life. I thought I was until I got out of that bus. And I realized, oh, God, you got me here. That's what I kept saying to myself within 24 hours. I said, God got me here for a real reason. I'm here for a real reason. That was one of my days of awakening to a greater level of life. The spirit realm was speaking to me in those moments. Like I said, I don't know if it was my own hyper awareness or if my intuition was preparing me for these events, y'all. Today, we are here talking about reprogramming the subconscious mind, the power of intentionality, being intentional with your words, being intentional with your thoughts, being intentional with your vibration. I want you to know that you are so lucky to be here, but you got to know it. Today, I want you to be mindful that as it is in heaven, so it will be on earth. And if you do not want something to show up into your life, do not speak it out of your mouth, because you are casting spells into the etheric realm, into the ethers. We are casting spells with our words. One of the things that I've been saying to be intentional was, the wealth in the kingdom of God is my righteousness. The wealth in the kingdom of God is my birthright. Excuse me. The wealth in the kingdom of God is my birthright. The wealth in the kingdom of heaven is my birthright. And just out with the downloads right now in real time, it's like I'm co-creating with God, and God is everything. The wealth in the kingdom of God is my righteousness. The wealth in the kingdom of God is my birthright. Today's my sister's birthday, y'all. So I gotta go finish setting up for her surprise birthday party. I felt like it was important to give y'all this message today. The wealth in the kingdom of God is my birthright. The wealth in the kingdom of God is my birthright. You are so lucky to have found this video today. Had a couple mistakes, but you know what? It's all good because we freestyling these, getting downloads from the Most High God in real time. The wealth in the kingdom of God is your birthright. The wealth in the kingdom of God is your birthright. Every time people hear wealth, they start thinking about money. But they call money currency. That's why I always come to the water. The currency has got to be flowing. The currency has got to be flowing. So when we get to talking about the wealth that is in the kingdom of God is your birthright. The wealth in the kingdom of God is your birthright. I want you to remember something. That currency comes from the Latin root word currere, which means to run or to flow. Currere means to run or to flow. So your energy and your vibration must be flowing. So when I talk about wealth, I want you to remember something. Wealth. One of the highest frequencies of wealth is joy. That's joy. It's the only thing I'm talking to the divine about right now is joy. Just increase my level of vibration. I want to wake up every single day and feel like the sun. I want to wake up every single day and shine and feel like the sun. Continue to wake up, be intentional with reprogramming your subconscious mind. Be intentional every single day. Only speak out of your mouth what you expect to show up in your reality. The wealth in the kingdom of God is my birthright. I want to have joy. I want to be overflowing with love. I want to be overflowing with high vibrations, with smiles, with laughter. I've been also saying to God, only place me in environments where people are laughing, people are happy, people are joyful. Place me in them environments. Place me in environments where people have the highest vibrations, because energy is contagious. If you stay to this point in the video, I know I'm long-winded, but you know what? These are downloads in real time from the Most High God. There is no scripts with this. Got a couple little notes, but there is no scripts with this. The wealth that is in the kingdom of God is your birthright. Say it with me. The wealth that is in the kingdom of God is your birthright. You are already a divine etheric being. Ain't no looking for nothing. Ain't no you just a sinner because you casting spells. That's why I'm still speaking, because you are casting spells. It is no, oh, I'm just a sinner and this and this and that. Why would God, the divine presence of the etheric realm, why with his magnificence, why would he cast you down here only to be a sinner? Why? With his magnificence. As it is in heaven, so it will be on earth. We are co-creating with the Most High, with the divine presence. I want y'all to know that I love y'all, man. It's fresh. This is Guerrilla Hustle. I got to go get everything set up. But I'm going to be dropping more videos. So if you stay to this point in the video, we had like almost 19 minutes. If you have stayed, that means something I've said in this video has resonated with you. I need you to share the video. Share the video out, y'all. It's fresh. This is Guerrilla Hustle. There's going to be more content coming. Follow me on the other social medias. Okay? Guerrilla Hustle Worldwide is the Facebook page. Guerrilla Hustle at We Guerrilla Hustle is the TikTok. And Guerrilla Hustle is the YouTube channel. The links should be below, all right? Look below the videos. Find the link and follow me on the other social medias. I love y'all, man. Peace. Share the video. Peace.